Welcome to the Happy People Show.
In this episode, we will share with you a special message from Master Ryuho Okawa about bereavement. Death is not a permanent parting. For human beings, death is truly very sad. But from a spiritual perspective, it represents the soul's departure from this world or the return to its true home. Life in this world can be likened to going overseas to study abroad, and death is when you return to your home country after your studies have finished. It is understandable to mourn in sympathy or for cultural reason, but you must not let it get out of hand. How to brace yourself when seeing of loved ones on their journey to the other world. I believe that you should be familiar with the word impermanence to some extent. For example, in human relationships, the parting has already begun the moment we meet somebody new. When you cannot stop feeling sad long after your spouse has passed away, he or she will also be suffering with you in the other world. If the husband or wife in this world is sad day in and day out, the spirit will find it painful and hard to begin their journey to the other world. When the deceased enter the new world, they will be meeting new friends, studying new things, and learning there. But they would sense the sadness, and it would be as if they are being pulled back. For example, the deceased husband will think, "Oh, I am worried about my wife I left behind," and feel as if he has left a piece of his heart behind. If it gets too strong, it would be unfortunate for the deceased. We must remain calm and know that someday we will be separated from our loved ones. Since from the day we get married, we are destined to be separated at death. This will enable you to have an unshakable mind and stability of mind in your relationship with other people. In a way, this may seem cold, but it provides some kind of solace. Discovering your divine light. Pain and sorrow may exist for the development of our souls, but how does this help us get through those terrible times when we seem to be overwhelmed by hardship? William Shakespeare, one of the greatest playwrights in history, wrote numerous tragedies. He penned them to show the world that there is light at the heart of every misfortune. We often think that light comes only from above, but this is only part of the truth. He wanted people to know that when we are in depths of despair and believe that things could get no worse, the floor can open up beneath us and immerse us in light. By falling through the bottom of tragedy, we discover a truth of our humanity and the shining light hidden within our being. Comedies, plays with happy endings, which Shakespeare also wrote, are not the only way to encourage people to grow and progress. And in fact, things that appear to be tragic could very well be shortcuts to the light. There are many people in this world who curse their fate, wondering, "Why am I always the one to suffer? Why do I have such bad luck?" They may have lost their parents in childhood, or they may not have been able to afford to go to school, or they may not have ever been married. If they did get married, they may have been separated from their beloved by death or by choice. Perhaps they could not have any children, or their children died young. Perhaps their children became addicts or turned their backs on their families. There is no end to the reasons why people suffer. The seeds of sorrow are without number. But this is not to say that these experiences of sorrow, tragedy, and what seems to be bad luck are meaningless or have no use to us. The world where we resided before we were born on earth, called heaven, is a place with very little of this pain and sorrow. In this world in the third dimension, however, unlike in heaven, active forms of evil do exist, and torrents of ill fortune can bear down on us and make it seem as though we are completely at the mercy of fate. But we should not forget the biblical story of Job, who experienced so many adversities and misfortunes that in his despair he cursed God. God replied, "Are you so wise that you can judge the will of God? Be more humble. Do you really understand my intentions?" God was really saying to Job, "The obstacles you face are just stage props that I've created for the purpose of helping humans evolve. People who have passed away, leaving us behind in this world, may now be living marvelous lives in the next world. This tells us we must not judge things from a limited perspective of this world. What looks to be misfortune is actually for the best, even if you don't know it yet. The more trials you face, the closer you are to the light. In the midst of joy, heaven is near. But you are also approaching heaven when you find yourself in the depths of sorrow. I hope that many people will discover this truth. Find the courage to burst through the floor of the darkest pit of sorrow and reach for the light that is within you. And don't let go of the light that streams up from below. Then heaven will surely appear before you. Close souls are always supporting your life. In almost every era, you have a group of close souls that come to earth with your soul training. Many people of the same group are born in the same era with you. So, if your relationships with family, friends, or business partners ever collapse completely, there will always be soulmates or soul friends that have spiritual ties with you that appear among your new relationships you make. In most cases, these soulmates will step out to help you. A lifespan already lasts as long as 80 to 90 years these days, so I am sure that there is a wide variety of things that can happen in life. Please do not think of fate as something fixed or immovable. Please know that there are always friends of your soul or soulmates who are supporting your life.
This podcast is brought to you by Happy Science Singapore.
One source, one planet, one people. Under the sun of the truth that is now rising. The universal truth that transcends religious differences. Happy Science is a universal religion for today, founded by Master Ryuho Okawa in 1986, with members in over 100 countries, beyond language, beyond skin color, beyond nations, to share a common understanding, to open a future filled with light. One source, one planet, one people. Welcome to Happy Science.
Ryuho Okawa is a global visionary, a renowned spiritual leader, and an international best-selling author. With his deep spiritual insight, wisdom, and compassion, Okawa is committed to guide people to true happiness and create a better world. To accomplish this, he founded Happy Science Group in Japan in 1986, which has become a global movement in over 100 countries. His vision and message to the world goes beyond the differences of race and language. Together, throughout this program, we will explore ways to attain true happiness through a spiritual perspective and how to create a better world starting from within.
What is happiness at Happy Science? The happiness taught at Happy Science is a unique happiness which carries from this world to the other. We reside in a physical body, but we are in essence a spiritual being. There is more to this world than what we can see with our eyes. Beyond this physical world is a vast multidimensional spirit world. A large part of it is what we know as heaven. We are born numerous times, reincarnating between this world and the spirit world. Every single one of us was born from the heavenly world. Over the course of our lives, we meet various people, experience joys and sorrow, grow older, and then we return to the home of our souls. Why are we born into this world repeatedly? The reason is to go through life and come out shining even brighter through accomplishing our missions and gaining new knowledge on Earth. And learning the truth at Happy Science is exactly what teaches us how. One method is through the fourfold path, which is love, wisdom, self-reflection, and progress. Love is to share love and joy without expecting anything in return. Most of life's suffering is actually caused by not being able to receive the love and joy we want from others. But this is a mindset of taking away happiness. The way to become truly happy is to think not about how you can get more love and happiness from others, but to switch your mindset to always thinking about how you can share it instead. The reason is because when you can view this spiritually, God's light shines upon those who practice the act of giving. Wisdom is to study the truth. Studying the truth will allow you to know the principles of the mind, acquire a spiritual view of life, and learn what is right and what is wrong in God's eyes. When you not only study the truth, but put it into practice, knowledge will transform into wisdom and become a part of you. And it is wisdom that allows you to find the answers and solutions to problems you couldn't solve in the past. Self-reflection is God's mercy. We all make mistakes, but when we self-reflect, examine our past mistakes and repent on them, our sins are forgiven. Humans make mistakes, but through self-reflection, God gives us the chance to start over again. Progress is to improve your soul and make it shine brilliantly. It is also to share the truth in order to help other people shine from their souls and together turn our society, nation, and world into an ideal place. What you just heard is only a portion of the vast teachings here at Happy Science. Happy Science offers many paths for people living in modern society to become happier. Feeling bored at home? Need some extra energy? It's time to recite this sutra. This sutra was inspired and channeled directly by the Buddha consciousness. That's why it's so powerful. Can you guess how powerful it is? It's 10,000 times more powerful than any other Buddhist sutra. You can feel it for yourself. By reciting this sutra, you can connect to the highest part of heaven, to the energy of the primordial Buddha. Now, do you want to know what's written inside this sutra? This sutra reveals to you the secrets of the spirit world, reincarnation, and... oh, sorry, no spoilers. Please discover it for yourself. Anyway, the wisdom in this sutra will tell you why you are here on Earth and help you open up a bright future in your life. Lastly, it will give you peace of mind. Reciting this sutra every day helps you deepen your gratitude to others, and you will be free from negative influences, from evil thoughts and spirits. Why don't you give it a try? In the previous video, we've learned about the many spiritual merits of reciting this sutra. So how can you receive this sutra? You can receive it by becoming a member of Happy Science. You can easily become a member online. Becoming a member of Happy Science is by itself proof that you are a good-hearted person. By awakening to this faith, you can acquire the self-help spirit and receive higher aspiration because your guardian spirits will be awakened by the power of your faith. Also, the sins you have committed in the past will be purified and become lighter and lighter. Becoming a member of Happy Science is not only good for your own life, but by connecting to the light of El Kantari, the God of the earth. You can share this light with the ones you love, your family, and your community, giving them energy, hope, and the power to heal themselves. With more and more people believing in the God of the earth, El Kantari, it is even possible to eliminate the threat of coronavirus from this earth. There are many more good things to tell you about this sutra, but it's time to go for now.